Hello, welcome to a new episode of Geek Lunch Meat. I'm your host Chris. As usual, hope things are good where you are. We're still experiencing a bit of a heat wave here in the UK. It's been lovely and warm for quite a while, and we all know who also likes the heat. That's right, the Predator himself. And today I will be reviewing Prey, the new Predator movie that's just come to streaming services. And if you like the video, hit that thumbs up. It really helps us out a great deal. And why not subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already? We would absolutely love to have you. And so on to Prey, featuring the return of everyone's favourite intergalactic hunter. And long story short, it is a absolutely fantastic little movie. Easily the best Predator movie for me since Predator 2. So it's directed by Dan Trachtenberg, probably best known for 10 Cloverfield Lane. And it stars Amber Midthunder, who was great in the sort of loose comic book adaptation Legion, which I recommend if you've not seen, give that a go. That's on Disney Plus as well. So Prey is basically a prequel to all the Predator films that have come before. Go back to the early 1700s, and we're with a Comanche tribe. And Amber Midthunder plays Naru, a young woman who wants to be out there with the hunters, but is instead, left foraging for food, and sort of taking part in all the other activities that the women traditionally do in the tribe. And just as Naru is trying to prove herself to be able to join the hunting parties, obviously enter the Predator. And he, of course, is doing his usual thing. He's come to Earth to hunt for trophies and try and pick up as many souvenirs, mostly skulls and spinal columns as he can find. And to be honest, that's about all there is for plot. It's a really stripped back film, going back to basics, much more like the original Predator movie. We just have a small group of people, mostly and Naru on her own for a lot of the time, trying to find out what it is that's hunting them and trying to fight back. The cinematography is beautiful. It's all out in the wilderness. There's a lot of fantastic shots of some absolutely gorgeous scenery. There's a sequence with a lot of sort of burnt sort of trees, stumps, and there's ash blowing in the wind with them taking on the Predator in this sort of ghostly landscape, which is very effective. The success of the film falls, on the shoulders of Amber Midthunder. A film like this was following sort of one character mainly. Its success stands or falls on, on her acting ability. She's got a lot of weight, on her shoulders, carrying the whole film mostly, and she does a fantastic job. She was great in Legion, as I've said, she puts in a stunning performance here as the young Naru. Trying to track down this this creature. The other star, of course, is the Predator himself, and he looks absolutely fantastic in this. He's much more. They describe him in sort of publicity as feral, and he is. He's leaner. He's much more animalistic. He's got sort of his helmet is almost like it's made of bone. And then when he sort of reveals his face beneath, say he's much more sort of savage looking than what we're used to with the Predator. His weaponry is also a lot more primitive than what we've seen before. He doesn't have the laser gun that he sort of the shoulder mounted one that he usually uses. It's all mostly projectile weapons and sort of bladed weapons and a shield. Much more in keeping with obviously the primitive setting of the movie. It probably would have been unfair giving him his laser cannon going up against Native Americans. Probably wouldn't have stood much of a chance. As it is, I mean, he's still got his cloaking, and his heat vision, which all gives him a massively unfair advantage considering we get told that they sort of fight with honor a lot of the time. Naru obviously sees him as some sort of demon. His feeling is sort of heightened by some really nice effects work. Lots of red sort of flashes when his invisibility cloak it is damaged and things like that, and the use of a lot of blood being splattered against him, making him invisible. It gives that sort of devil almost approach to him. And there is a lot of blood. It is a gory film. It's great to see. Lots of people ending up being victims to the various blades and things that the Predator's got. My only complaint would be is that we probably don't see the Predator enough. It's understandable, the film is a great exercise in building suspense, but at the end of the day, we know what the Predator is. When we do see it, we don't sort of see enough glimpses of his sort of face and the way he is once he's been demasked. Obviously, a lot of it's shot at night time. I know obviously it's a smaller budget than sort of if it was a big theatrical release, so that may be part of the problem, not being able to do as much effects work, so we really get some really good looks at the Predator. The film, of course, opens up the idea that we could get more of these type of productions. Now we've seen the Predator. Obviously, it was alluded to at the end of Predator 2, where Danny Glover meets the older Predators, and we realise they've been around for years. You could easily drop a Predator into other historical settings. Wild West might be a good one. I thought like sort of around pirate times would be great. Aquatic based approach to a Predator movie might be great. With lots of good visuals as well. And the film is it's a brisk 1.5 hours. It doesn't outstay its welcome. It's a simple story. As I say, it's stripped back to basics, and it does exactly what it needs to. It's a shame with the cinematography. It's a shame in a way that obviously we're going to get a chance to see it on the big screen. But then also, it does sort of lend itself to that sort of home viewing experience. If you've got a Dolby Atmos system, the sound is fantastic. The surrounds working a lot. All the atmospherics, that creepy clicking noise that we know and love, sort of coming out the rears and the whole soundstage really enveloping you. It's very atmospheric, and I was surprised it doesn't actually fall back on using any of those Predator themes. I thought with Predators, which I don't mind. It's quite a good movie, but that's got far too much callbacks to the point of almost being a remake at some point. Some of the shots and the music cues are just almost identical to the original Predator, whereas this eschews all of that and does its own thing, strikes out on its own. I mean, it's all the better for it. There is a Comanche dub. It's not in the audio settings on Disney Plus. You have to go into the extras bit. I'm saying you can watch it dubbed in the original Comanche. It's quite interesting to watch. It's a shame. I can see why. For sort of commercial reasons, but to be honest, had they have filmed the whole film in Comanche and just subtitled it in English, for me, I would have loved to watch the movie that way. But I understand, obviously, a lot of people don't like watching subtitled films, so I can understand why they've done that. So to sum up, Prey is a fun 1.5-hour Predator gore fest with a great central performance from Amber Mid-Thunder, some beautiful scenery, and a real return to form to the Predator franchise, especially after the lackluster The Predator, the last one, which was pretty diabolical. So yeah, you can watch Prey, Disney Plus if you're in the UK, Hulu if you're in the States, and it's a movie I utterly recommend you check out. That's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, eat, geek, and be merry.